Shiva Mahapuranam, Vidyesvara Samhita, Chapter 10, Discourse on Omkara. Brahma and Vishnu said, O Lord, you kindly speak out the symptoms of Panchakrittvas, including Sarga, etc. Shiva said, my motive remains extremely sacred, but being merciful to you, I am going to speak out the same. O Brahma and Vishnu, the five worldly krityas or motives are creation, preservation, destruction, concealment, and grace. The creation of the universe is called Sarga. Its establishment is called preservation, while its destruction is called Samhara. The absence of the same is called concealment. When a person achieves moksha from the world, it is called anugraha. These five activities are attributed to me. The earth, etc., reflect these motives of mine like the reflection of Gopura quietly. The four activities like Sarga and others are used for the expansion of the universe, while the fifth, called grace or anugraha, becomes the cause of salvation, which is always lodged in me. My devotees visualize it with the five Mahabhutas, and creation is in the earth. Preservation is in the water, destruction is in fire, concealment in the wind, and anugraha, grace, is in the sky. This should be known by the people with wisdom. To carry the burden of these five krityas, I have five faces. Four are for the four directions, while the fifth one is in the center. O sons, you have earned the two krityas with the performing of the tapas, which are called the creation and preservation. Both of them have been delightfully bestowed on you as boons. Similarly, I have entrusted two jobs to Rudra and Mahesha, but no one is competent to receive the kritya called anugraha, grace. You have forgotten about the earlier karmas due to the passage of time, but Rudra and Mahesha have not forgotten them at all. I had awarded equally to Rudra and Mahesha in the form, beauty, activities, vehicles, seats, and the weapons. O sons, you had developed ignorance because of your forgetting my adoration. Had you remained conscious about me, this situation would not have arisen, because my devotee who meditates upon me turns like Mahesha in wisdom and beauty. Therefore, you, in order to achieve success in wisdom and beauty, should perform japam of the Omkara mantra, which is sure to destroy the arrogance. Thus, I have delivered discourse to you about the Omkara mantra. First of all, emerged out of my mouth, it's my form. This is the speaker, while I am the indication, and this mantra is my soul. To recite it daily is like reciting my name alone. From the face towards the north emerges Akara, A. From the face to the west, Ikara, E. From the face to the south, Makara, Ma. And from the mouth to the east emerges the spot or Bindu. Nada, sound, emerges from the mouth in the center. Thus, Omkara appeared in five ways. With the coming of all the sounds from the five mouths, there emerged Omkara. This Omkara, because of its form having been related to name and the Vedas, symbolizes Shiva and Shakti. Omkara of the five letters has emerged from the same which represents the entire universe. Nakara emerged from Akara, Makara emerged from Ukara, She emerged from Makara, Va was produced from the spot, and Ya appeared from Nada or the sound. From the same Panchakshara, five letters, five swaras or tunes have emerged. Shiro mantra appeared from the same, besides the four-faced and the three-footed Gayatri. All the Vedas emerged from the same, besides crores of mantras. One meets success with the mantra, but with the Panchakshara mantra, one achieves all types of success. With this basic mantra, one can achieve all the pleasures as well as the salvation. All types of the great devotees are bestowed with all the types of pleasures and comforts. Nandikeshwara said, thereafter Lord Shiva, in order to keep the mantra a secret, placed a cloth over their heads, and placing his hands over their heads, stood facing north with Parvati and spoke the best of mantra for them. By the method of yantra and tantra, the mantra was repeated thrice by both of them, and then they accepted that supreme mantra. Thereafter, both the disciples dedicated themselves to Lord Shiva in the form Dakshina. Both Brahma and Vishnu, with folded hands, spoke to Lord Mahadeva, the god of gods and the preceptor of the universe, with folded hands. Brahma and Vishnu said, O formless one, you are immensely illustrious, in spite of your having no form. Salutation to you. You are the Lord of the entire universe. You take to Saguna form. Salutation to you. You are Pranava Vachya, named by Om, and are Pranava-linga, identified by Om. Salutation to you. You are the first creator of the universe and have five faces. Salutation to you. You are the form of five Brahmas, Panchakrityas, form of Atman, Brahman having virtues beyond measures, possessing enormous prowess. Salutation to you. You have the virtuous as well as the absolute forms. You are known as Shiva and the supreme preceptor. Salutation to you. In this way, both of them praised Lord Shiva with the aforesaid verses and then offered their salutation to him. Shiva said, O sons, for the sake of your welfare, I have spoken to you about all the tattvas and have also shown you the way like a guide. Therefore, both of you should perform japam of the divine pranava mantra, which is said to be my own form. With the reciting of the mantra, the wind and the fortunes are stabilized and all the desires are fulfilled for long. Its recitation should be done on the 14th moon day during the Ardra constellation, as a result of which the reward of the recitation becomes everlasting. In case the recitation of this mantra is started when the sun is in Ardra constellation, the reward for the same multiplies to a crore of times. The effect of Punarvasu and Mrigashira constellations also becomes the same like the Ardra constellation, and the puja, homa, oblations, etc. should be similarly performed. In the morning or at the time of the dawn, its darshana provides enormous merit. When the 14th Tithi falls during the night, it should always be treated as sacred. Some of the acharyas patronize the Pradosha, Vyapini, Chaturdashi, while others do so for the 14th Tithi combined with other Tithi. The worship of Linga as well as the worship of the image is like my own worship. But for the worshippers, the worship of Linga is better than the worship of the images. Particularly, the persons desirous of achieving moksha should worship Linga only. The worship of Linga should be done with Omkara mantra, while that of the image should be done with the Panchakshara mantra. They should be consecrated by himself or through a piece through a priest. In case the linga is adored appropriately using the prescribed material for worship, then it becomes easier for a devotee to achieve my position or the pada. By thus delivering discourse to Brahma and Vishnu, Lord Shiva disappeared. Iti Sri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayam Omkaropadesha Varnanang Nama Dashamodhyaya. Chapter 11, Worship of Shiva-linga and its consecration. The ascetics said, how should the linga be consecrated? What are the symptoms of the linga and how should it be worshipped in different times and places? Suta said, I am going to tell you the method for the same. You please listen to it carefully. During the time favorable according to the planets and the constellations, during the auspicious time at the bank of some river in a sacred place, the linga should be consecrated. It should be made in clay, stone, or of metal, etc., where it could be daily worshipped. By adoring the linga by Shiva Puja Vidhana, in case the linga is worshipped, one gets its complete reward. Because when the worship is performed with all the symptoms methodically, it bestows immediate results. The movable linga should be smaller in size and the immovable linga should be bigger in size, because such types of lingas are always the best. Such lingas should have all the symptoms besides the lion thrones. Such types of Shiva lingas should be consecrated. For the consecration of immovable linga, the pitha or the pedestal should be of circular or triangular type. A khatwanga in the form of banner should also be installed. The pedestal of the small linga bestows great merit. The linga should initially be made of clay, stone, iron, or other metals. The material which is used in the making of the Shiva linga, the pitha or the pedestal, should also be made of the same material or the metal as that of the linga. This is the speciality of the making of the permanent linga. Except the Bana linga, all other lingas should be made with the pitha or the pedestal. The height of linga should be 12 times of the finger of the maker, which is treated to be the best. In case the height is lesser than the 12 fingers, then its reward is also reduced. In case the height of the linga exceeds the 12 fingers, there is no harm in the same, even if the height of the linga is lesser by a finger of the maker. Even then there is no harm. This rule is also applicable in case of the movable linga. First of all, the artisan well versed in the making of the images should make a vimana with all the gods, which should be quite neat and clean and shining like a mirror. It should be decorated with 9 gems. 2 doors should be provided towards the east and the west. The 9 gems include sapphire, lapis lazuli, emerald, pearl, gomeda, coral, sardonyx, and ruby are called the 9 ratnas or 9 gems which should be used in the vimana. The footnote says a gem brought from the Himalaya and the Indus, being the four sorts white, pale yellow, red, and dark blue. Thereafter, reciting the Satyajata and other mantras, the linga should be adored from all the sides, viz., all the four sides and the top. Then, offering oblations, ghee in the fire. One should adore me in Saguna form, the preceptor or the Acharya, with riches, etc., and also honor all the relatives with food, etc. Then he should offer charities like giving away of the houses and cows, horses, etc. Thereafter, one should please all the movable and immovable creatures, reciting the Satyajata mantras in the pit filled with gold and 9 types of gems, devoting the mind to the extremely benevolent Shiva, utter the sound of Omkara. Then the linga should be placed in the pit and joined with the seat or pita. The linga should be joined with the appropriate material. Similarly, the linga with images should also be consecrated. The image should be kept out for celebrating it with Panchakshara mantra. The image should be got accepted from the preceptors as well as the great sages. The worship of the linga as well as the linga with image should be worshipped, which bestows the highest position with Shiva. Still, they are conceived to be of two types, viz., movable and immovable. The lingas made of wood of trees and shrubs are called permanent or sthavaras, immovable. The linga with insects and worms are movable. The immovable linga should be served with water, and offering food, etc., to it amounts to its tarpana. The people of wisdom should understand that one gets all the pleasures with the adoration of Shiva. All the recitations are natural, and all the lingas are the form of wisdom. As Parvati is always lodged in the lap of Shiva, similarly the linga always remains in the pita. In this way, after consecrating the linga appropriately, one should adore it daily, offering presents as per one's means. The banners and other offerings should also be made to the same. By consecrating the linga in this way, which bestows the place of Shiva, one should adore it by 16 ways. Linga should be worshipped appropriately, which bestows the place of Shiva. The method of adoration is like this. First is invocation, offering of the seat, arghya, padya, invocation, sipping of the water for invitation or bath, anointing of oil on the body, and costumes, fragrance, incense, lamp, etc. should be offered. In addition to the above, the light, betel, salutation, arghya, etc., the naivedya food should also be properly offered. Then the offering of the naivedya, abhisheka, salutation and tarpana should be offered regularly according to one's means. All these offerings bestow the place of Shiva. The people should make appropriate offerings with suitable gifts at the Shiva lingas, which are consecrated by the humans which appeared of their own, or those which are newly consecrated by appropriate means. By doing so, one achieves some reward. One achieves the place of Shiva by circumambulating the linga. In case a person daily visits the Shiva temple and has an audience with Lord Shiva, one achieves the place of Shiva. One could make Shiva-linga by mixing of the cow dung with dust, flowers of oleander with several types of fruits, with sugarcane cakes, guda, butter, ashes, various types of cereals, or with any other material according to one's liking. Some of the intellectuals adore Shiva by the thumb because in the case linga worship can be done anywhere and there is no prohibition in the same. Based on the efforts of his devotees, Lord Shiva bestows the reward or otherwise with the donating of Shiva-linga or paying the cost of making of a linga. The great devotion and faith, the devotee gets the place of Shiva, or alternatively, one should perform the japam of 10,000 times of the Omkara mantra. Or one should perform japam of Omkara mantra 1,000 times during the morning as well as the evening separately, which bestows the place of Shiva. At the time of japam, Om purifies the mind. Mental japam should be performed at the time of meditation, while all the time he should perform the japam in a way in which no one hears it. The pranava mantra with the spot is common in all the japams, or otherwise one should recite the panchakshara mantra with faith and devotion daily 10,000 times in the morning as well as the evening, which bestows the place of Shiva. While reciting the panchakshara mantra, the brahmanas should add Omkara before it, and for the achieving the merit, the mantra should be properly received from the preceptor. The brahmana should resort to Kumbhasnanam, bath by pitcher, should receive mantra diksha and perform matrika nyasa. He should speak the truth and should be self-conscious. While muttering the mantra, the word namaha should be prefixed to the mantra, while those of the established castes should add the word namaha at the end of the mantra, as for example Pranav Namaha Shivaya and Pranav Shivaya Namaha. Some of the learned women also should use the word Namaha at the end, which has been ordained. Some of the people with wisdom are of the opinion that the Brahmana woman should also use the word Namaha at the beginning of the mantra. In this way, by performing the japam 5 crores of times, a person is turned into the form of Sadashiva. By performing the japam for 1, 2, 3 or 4 crores, a devotee receives the palace of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva respectively. Otherwise, each word should be recited separately a lakh of times. Or otherwise, one should perform 10 lakhs of japam in 1,000 days, or whatever be the number of letters in the mantra, a devotee should perform an equal number of japam, a lakh for one letter each, to achieve the place of Shiva. The merit dharma which is achieved with the performing of pilgrimage and with the japam, it bestows the everlasting pleasure. Now I shall speak out the method of earning the riches. The riches or wealth should earned with justice and carefully. With the reciting of the mantra daily and serving food to the brahmana at the same time, the task of the devotee is established. One should recite the Gayatri mantra 1,008 times in the morning daily. The the Dasharna mantra should be recited more than 100 times or as much as possible. One should not recite less than 100 times, irrespective of the fact that it is recited 1,000 or 10,000 times. But the recitation should never be less than 100 times. With the complete recitation of the Vedas, also one achieves the place of Shiva. The several other mantras should also be recited a lakh of times of the number of letters contained therein. Ekakshara mantra should be recited 1,000,000 of times. Thereafter, Omkara mantra should be recited 1,000 times. In this, With the reciting of the Shiva's mantra according to one's capacity, one gradually achieves the place of Shiva. This mantra, which delights the heart, should be recited till death. With the reciting of the Omkara mantra 1,000 times, all the desires are fulfilled at the command of Shiva. A devotee of Shiva who plants the flower, sets up a garden, cleans his temple, and does other such jobs for the sake of Shiva or for his use, he achieves the place of Shiva. One should live in the temple of Shiva, in the abode of Shiva, Shivalaya, daily with devotion. The devotion of Shiva bestows the conscious as well as the unconscious pleasures. Therefore, one should live in the kshetra of Shiva till death. An area up to 100 feet on all the sides of the Shiva-linga established by the people is considered to be quite auspicious. The area up to 1,000 feet around the Shiva-linga consecrated by the sages is considered sacred. An area of 1,000 feet around the Shiva-linga consecrated by the gods is considered to be sacred. The land over which the Shiva-linga has itself appeared, the area around it up to 4,000 feet is treated to be auspicious. In this way, such auspicious places include the step wells, tanks, and other water reservoirs which are sacred and should be treated as Shiva-ganga. This has been pronounced by Lord Shiva. By taking bath, performing charities, etc., in that area, a person achieves the place of Shiva. A person should live in Shiva-kshetra till his death. Whatever rites after death, like the burning of the body or the rites performed up to 10 days after the death of a person, Pindadana, Shraddha, rites on the 12th day of the death, rites performed after a month as well as the year in the Shiva Kshetra, and by doing so the sins earned by a person are washed out and he achieves the place of Shiva. Or otherwise, by the stay in the Shiva Kshetra for 5 or 7, 3 or 1 night, one achieves the place of Shiva. The Brahmana and the people of the other castes reap the reward according to the deeds performed by them. The Varna or the devotion multiplies the merits of the deeds. Therefore, a person who performs the deeds by his own sweet will, he achieves the reward for the same quite quickly. In case a person adores Shiva without a desire in his mind, he surely achieves the place of Shiva. In case a person adores Shiva thrice, morning, noon, and the evening in a day, in that case, the adoration in the morning is the part of the daily routine. The adoration in the noon is meant for the achieving of the success in the desires, while the adoration in the evening bestows peace over the devotee. Similar is the reward for the adoration of Shiva during the night. With the passage of the 2 praharas of the night, it is called midnight. The adoration of Shiva performed at that time bestows special reward to the devotee. When a devotee adores Shiva, knowing all these details, he achieves special types of reward. Particularly in Kali Yuga, the reward is achieved on the basis of the deeds performed by a person. A person who performs the adoration of Shiva in any way he likes, he is called the virtuous person, and the one who is afraid of sins, he achieves the reward accordingly. The sages said, O Suta, now you enlighten us about the auspicious regions of the earth, taking refuge in which all the men and the women could achieve the place of Shiva. O Suta, you happen to be the best of the yogis. You are well versed on the Shiva Ganas as well as the places sacred to Shiva. Suta said, "You better listen with devotion about the Shaiva Ganas as well as the places sacred to Shiva." Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayang Shiva-linga Pujadi Varnanang Namaikadasho Adhyayah. Chapter 12, Description of the Siva-ksetras. Suta said, "O wise sages, all of you are the learned ones. For the welfare of the world, I am going to highlight the Siva-ksetras, which bestow salvation as well as their correlation with the Agamas. All of you should listen to me. The earth, which is spread into 50 crores of yojanas at the command of Shiva, has been distributed in mountains, forests, huge forests, and carries the universe. Lord Shiva has established several different kshetras for bestowing salvation to the concerned people. In order to free the human beings from the influence of the gods and the sages, Lord Shiva has created Swayambhu as well as the other kshetras. All the people should take bath, perform charities, as well as japam recitation at these places. Failure to do so, a person can attract ailments, poverty, dumbness, and other diseases. Such of the people who meet with their death at the Swayambhu Kshetras or Bharatavarsha is a holy center where there is a self-resin phallic emblem of Shiva. They are reborn again as humans. O Brahmanas, such of the people who are engaged in evil deeds at such sacred places, they have to face miseries. Therefore, no one should perform the slightest sin while living at such sacred places. Somehow the men strive to find a residence at a holy center on the shore of an ocean. At the confluence of hundreds of rivers, there are many holy centers besides the temples. The holy river Saraswati is said to have 60 months or holy centers on its banks. Therefore, an intelligent man should stay over its banks, by which he will attain Brahma's region gradually. A person should try to live in the sacred place somehow or the other. There are several sacred places at the banks of the river Sindhu as well as the Ganga. In the month of Magha, and when Brihaspati is in Makara Rashi, the great river Sonabhadra with 1,000 months becomes auspicious and bestows great merit of one's own liking. By living over its bank, taking bath in its waters, besides observing fast, one achieves the place of Ganesha. The river Narmada, with 24 months, is quite sacred and auspicious. By taking bath in it or by living over its bank, one achieves the place of Vishnu. The river Tamasa has 12 mouths, while the river Reva has 10 mouths. The river Godavari bestows enormous merits. By having a bath in it, a person is relieved of the sin of Brahmahatya as well as that of the killing of a cow. It has 21 mouths and bestows the place of Shiva. The river named Krishna Veni is quite auspicious and destroys all the sins. It has 18 mouths and bestows Vishnu Loka. The river Tungabhadra has 10 mouths and bestows Brahma Loka. The Swarna Mukhari river has 9 mouths and is quite auspicious. The people who fall from Brahmaloka are born at this place. The people who live here over the banks of Saraswati, Pampa, Kanya and Shweta rivers achieves the place of Indra. Kaveri is a Mahanadi and starts from the Sahya river. It has 27 mouths, fulfills all the desires. Its banks bestow the regions of Brahma and Vishnu. These places of Shiva bestow Shiva Loka, besides having all the desires fulfilled. In the Naimisharana and Badrikashrama are quite auspicious, and a person should take a bath there. When Brihaspati and the sun are in the Aries zodiac cycle. In the Sindhu river, one should take bath in the months of Bhadrapada and Margashirsha, and by doing so, one achieves Brahmaloka. To take a bath in the water of Kedaratirtha and to drink the same increases wisdom. In the river Godavari, one should take a bath when Brihaspati and the sun are in Leo. By doing this, one achieves Shiva Loka. This is what had been spoken by Shiva earlier. When the sun and Brihaspati are in Virgo, one should take bath in the Yamuna and the Sonabhadra river. In case one takes a bath on the Yamuna and the Sonabhadra, one achieves the place of Ganesha. When the Surya and Brihaspati are in Libra zodiac, one who takes bath in the Kaveri river, he, with the glory of the words of Vishnu, has all his desires fulfilled. By taking a bath in the river Narmada, one achieves the place of Vishnu. When Brihaspati and Surya are in the ninth sign of zodiac, and in case one takes a bath in Swarna Mukhari, and when Brihaspati and Surya are in the 10th sign of the zodiac Capricorn, one achieves the place of Shiva. This has been ordained by Brahma. Such a person enjoys the places of Brahma and Vishnu, and ultimately he achieves wisdom. By taking a bath in the Ganga in the month of Magha, and by performing Pindadana and Shraddha with Sisamum and offering oblation in water, his innumerable means of both the races are redeemed. For the river Krishnaveni, when Surya and Brihaspati are in the 12th sign of zodiac, they get praiseworthy. By taking bath in those sacred places during the prescribed period, one achieves the position of Indra. A person with wisdom should reside over the bank of the rivers Ganga and Kaveri. By doing so, the sins committed at that time are surely lost. There are several regions for achieving the place of Indra. The rivers named Tamraparni and Vegavati bestow the reward of Brahmaloka. At the banks of these rivers, there are several regions which bestow the heaven to the people. There are several auspicious regions in between. By living there, the persons achieve the appropriate fruits. A person should be noble in approach, well behaved, and should have the best of intentions. He should behave with wisdom and be compassionate to all. Otherwise, he would not be able to achieve its fruit. The noble deed performed in the auspicious place bestows several types of vriddhis. Similarly, even the smallest sin performed at a sacred place gets increased. For the sake of repentance, one shall have to perform noble deeds for the same period. Only then the sin could be washed out. All the fortunes can be achieved by means of merits, and the sins relating to one's mind, body, and speech get destroyed. The mental sins are like the pest, and the sins performed in several other births get destroyed by meditating upon Lord Shiva and not otherwise. The sins of speech are removed by recitation. The sins of body are removed by fasting. By performing charities, the sins relating to the riches are destroyed. Otherwise, the sins cannot be removed in 100 crores of years, and with the increase of the sins, even the merits vanish. The wisdom vanishes with Bijansa, and its increase has been discussed earlier. Bhogangsha is destroyed with the enjoying of the pleasure. Otherwise, it cannot be destroyed by the performing of the crores of noble deeds. With the destruction of the sprouting of the sins or the source of the sprouting of the sins, the rest of the sins are washed out by facing them in life. By adoration of the gods, giving away charities to the brahmanas, performing of the tapas, by experiencing the pains according to the times, the sins are destroyed. Therefore, the person desirous of pleasure should never commit sins. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayang Shiva-kshetra Varnanam Nama Dvadashodhyayah.